Yo, 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 what is going on, COD Familia? It is your boy BN. Today, we are finally releasing our solo response video here to my certified lover boy, FSK Kyle. And if you're going to enjoy this, which you most likely will, please be sure to give us a because it helps out a lot. Thanks. Okay, so some of you might be wondering, well, how is FSK Kyle my certified lover boy? Well, we're in somewhat of a love-hate relationship, whereas I love, he apparently seems to hate. And there was a post that was made on the official Discord, again, about a week ago. And this was his second or third one, I believe, but first directed at me in my response to his initial post. And we're going to go through this, read it. And the reason I'm covering this now is because for those of you that enjoy, at least whatever, if you want to refer to it as a series or what I've been covering in regards to not only that FSK and Lion KVK, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be dropping some bombs because I've got some confirmations and verifications from the COD team, and there's other, and also the people that are in that KVK, which I believe is the SOS 4029. So based on how that's been going. So yeah, there's a number of things I'm really actually excited to touch on because I think that they are good to discuss. And as always, right, our whole approach is how can we also add an educational spin on it. So without further ado, let's get into the shamuckering, if you will. Okay, so recently, there was a so-called FSK interview by the YouTuber bossnasti. First off, that's incorrect because it was an unofficial FSK interview. So if you're going to quote someone, please do it correctly. Don't lie. Obviously, or we should say mislead, right? Obviously, it had nothing to do with FSK, which, to be fair, we said that in the video that it had nothing to do with FSK. Did you watch the video by chance? Or are you just going off of the title, making an assumption, judging a book by its cover? How easist of you. Okay, let's move on. There has been a lot of gossip and misleading information about FSK. First off, where? Who's been saying anything about gossip and misleading information about the alliance that we don't really know anything about internally for how it works unless we hear from people in there? It's kind of difficult to surmise any facts when you're not able to speak to people, or better yet, you just don't really often hear from people in there. It's not to say that people are denying or not wanting to say anything. It's just, it's not as though there's a lot of information. And I made this comparison on stream as well when we touched a little bit on this, where it's very similar to NTS. You don't know a lot about how the inner workings of NTS are. Now, I did an interview with Mark, which was phenomenal, and I really appreciate Mark, and it was so kind and well, I just enjoyed the conversation. That's probably the easiest way to really put it. And I say this because, right, my relationship with NTS started out good. I didn't think anything went bad, but then obviously the whole cheating scandals and allegations and things like that, right, had, were being talked about during that moment in time. I covered it, never said they cheated or didn't cheat, but then some of the relationships sour. And then now coming kind of back full circle, it's great to have that level of ingratiation to be able to get in and hear from Mark, who is now the R5 of NTS. And so it's kind of one of those situations where the alliance itself in the kingdom is just pretty tight-lipped. So you just don't know a lot. Okay, all fabricated by BN for the sake of gaining views. Now, first off, I would love to know what gossip and or misleading information was fabricated that we lied about FSK and or Kyle. I would be very curious, right? Where we stated something as a fact or led people to believe that this absolutely is the case. I don't know what that is because Kyle hasn't actually provided any supportive evidence for any of his claims yet. It's difficult to believe someone when they don't prove what they're saying. It's like it's not connecting. I usually don't feel the need to respond to this kind of obsession, but yet here you are. We get it. Wait, hang on, obsession. I'm curious on the obsession part, because if obsession is being derived from having so many, like I just can't keep my name out of his mouth. It's every video. It's every day on Discord. It's every time I'm in a VC. I just have to mention him. I would be curious on where that is. Can you prove that that is the case? Because we also showed this on stream where even if you go and you look on my channel and you click search videos and you type in FSK or Kyle, there's probably, and I'm talking not recently, right? Obsession referring to as of past leading up to now, I think there's 1 or 2 videos that I was able to recall. And I can't even think about it. You could even easily search my name on Discord by just doing a from there, type my name in, right, like this, and then you'll be able to look at all my posts. Like you see from me, and then you type the next thing, and you could type in FSK or Kyle, and you could see how many posts from prior to, I think this was like May 29th, May 30th, right? So yeah, I don't know. I'm very confused on this. It's almost as though Kyle thinks he can just point a finger. It's like an empty gun that's not loaded, and you're just going to be able to, like, fire it at will, and everyone's just going to, get on their knees, bow down to you like you're the Messiah, and believe you. I'm sorry, that's just not how the real world works, pimpin'. Okay, but this particular situation has become downright disgusting. Okay, it's nice to know that I'm slightly being referred to as disgusting, but I just took a shower after a 5-mile run. I would like to say I'm pretty hygienic, regardless of how much people hate me. First off, no one said they hate you, Kyle. Why are you self-loathing right now? Let me get some agua. Parched. I was the first. Listen, you get parched when you have to, prove things, and make counterpoints. It takes a lot. I was the first person to stand up against bots and cheating. Okay, first off, how were you the first person? There was plenty of people before you since the game started. And I'll just give you one example. I'll give you 2 examples. During when TA apparently had mass reported GG for the cheating, GG stood up for themselves against botting and against the false mass reporting. NTS, when NTS was being accused of cheating, and they had players either that were banned and or we know that at least were mass reported, if not some banned, they even had to stand up for themselves. And Mark even told us the story where he had devs come in to their Discord and ran tests, and they had to basically prove their innocence, which, again, they even said devs came in there, did their investigation, and found that they were not cheating. So there's at least 2 instances historically, and I've covered them on my channel, that were before this situation. Now, if Kyle wants to come out and show us some posts, show us some suggestions that he made prior to those moments, then okay, that's fine. That would be proven. But I mean, where's the links? Where's the references? Where's the screenshots? Nothing. It's just it's empty, hollow words. You sit on a throne of lies. How dare you use the minion picture? I need to find another person whose name's Kyle that is just not cool like a minion. It's just you dishonor minions. How dare you? Okay. I went as far as to threaten Lilith with quitting the game. I like how Kyle feels as though threatening the game developer is some kind of like moral high ground stance that you feel the need to threaten, which is an aggressive act, not really one that you're going to earn or garner any kind of competitive respect from. Okay, so be it. With quitting the game if they didn't take action and punish cheaters. Okay. Now I wonder, is he referring to, which he could be, maybe he's referring to now and not something in the past, but we don't know because there's no timeline reference. I need no fame nor credit for what I did. Okay, in that case, why post about this publicly? I digress. But think about it. I'm trying not to. If anyone becomes a victim one day, they'll wish someone had, I have been a victim. I've had some of my scouts banned. Sorry, I was trying to say that so serious for a moment, but I couldn't hold it together. Apologies. They'll wish someone had stood up for them. Okay. Over the past 2 weeks, many cheaters have been punished. Okay, this is important for when I eventually release some future videos. He says, over the past 2 weeks, many cheaters, as though he knows that these people were cheating, but doesn't need to provide any evidence that states such. Okay, sure, why not? You're just God at this point. And Lilith, you are the all-seeing one. And Lilith has made 3 anti-cheating announcements. Now, I don't know if they made 3. I believe they've made at least 1, and then they did a double post of that or a copy-paste post and did a similar one in-game. Maybe they did a secondary smaller post via announcements, but I only recall one at the moment. That was the long one that was made about the 900K, and then the one they did in-game as well. Maybe a second. I don't know about 3. It would have been nice if he linked them, which again is kind of the whole point of, showing some evidence here for that. Again, this is like a lesser thing, so I'm not like super harped on that. A small victory, but many setbacks. Okay. Some spenders still think they can do whatever they want by contacting VIP support to get unbanned. Let's focus on the first part here. Some spenders still think they can do whatever they want by contacting VIP customer support. Oh, we know. We know. To get unbanned, many players are still using low-power alt accounts to cheat. The battle is ongoing. Now listen, am I saying, let's be clear, we're not saying that absolutely no one cheats, and we're not saying that absolutely everyone cheats. I'm sure there's some people out there who do cheat, right? In what we would consider cheating, where they're using multi-boxing along with along with doing some synchronizations, maybe using some scripts, doing some automated things that would be more kind of PvP focused. That I think is more along the realms when we talk about things that are being done that are improving or allowing for more sustainability in a PvP field, right? So whether that's the prep or what's happening during real-time PvP. I think that's more along the lines of what we would refer to and what most people are absolutely against. Okay. The battle is ongoing. We still don't have a clean cheat-free environment. Okay. Now, in order to get views for his YouTube channel, BN is once again creating baseless content using the FSK name to draw attention. FSK interview without FSK. First off, the title of the video is unofficial FSK interview. And we also stated during the video that the only reason we titled it as an interview was because Kyle was kind enough to actually give us some insight into his life. And it felt like we were finally getting an opportunity to basically ask some interview questions to getting to know this person. And we stated that, yeah, this was not any kind of official interview, which again was stated not only in the title, but also in the video, if you cared to watch. Okay. Even more disgustingly, he's defending 310, the cheater. This is important. I cannot stress the importance of this line, along with him doubling down at this point that they're cheating. Because when I show you what I'm going to show you in a coming up video, listen, man, if you want to say characters are defined by their actions, I'll leave it at that. Again, this is good. This is really the tee up to the plate. Okay. Fortunately, Lilith's announcement is a big slap on his face. I'll be honest, my cheeks feel really perky and pink right now. So I have no idea why I'm smiling. Well, we are. Continuing. Honestly, over the past 2 years, I've rejected Boss Nasti's interview request numerous times. This is interesting. Why do I say that this is interesting? Well, we've shown this. I showed this on stream. Screenshot, right? So this is from my DMs with Kyle, right? This is me responding to his thing where he said, right, he's rejected the interview request. Okay. So this is from our DMs. And again, I'm not showing anything that is like, oh my God, it's, so much, wow, I can't believe it. No, this is just to prove the point of Kyle asking me last year in January for an interview. And he said because he needed marketing. My response was lol, to the need marketing part, not to the interview part. Very, very specific here. So I take that as a no. My response was, oh, I just thought that part was funny in regards to the marketing since it was unexpected to hear. Marketing for migration or something else. This is me asking. Okay. And I'll also show me following up with him. I believe this was April 29th, right? So about 3 months later. And again, unlike Kyle, I have receipts and I will show them. And I'll show them on both sides. Couldn't find you on Discord when I tried to search you. Not sure if it may have been due to a previous misunderstanding when you last asked me about doing an interview and I responded with a lol, which to be clear, was not at you asking, but rather me finding the part you said before that in a lighthearted, funny way about needing promotion. Since I figured the alliance was already well known, definitely no ill intent there, but would actually like to do an interview with you. If interested, reach out to me on Discord and would love to talk. Have a good evening. Okay. So you can see here that based on this, I, again, one time, right? So we technically asked for an interview one time, but that was after, right? Kyle had asked for an interview. And to be fair, me asking, even after the ban, or not the ban, but after being blocked apparently and not being able to talk to him anymore, for me, I was just interested in wanting to interview FSK and Kyle. And to be fair, and I've said this before, if Kyle ever wants to sit down and have a conversation, happy to. It's, but it's not as though we're kind of doing this back and forth thing or I'm chasing in any degree. So I just find the lies. It's almost as though Kyle just can't stop lying and or misleading. I don't understand. Like, this is not a difficult thing to do, just to tell the truth. We don't have to inflate. Okay. All of my R4s have been harassed by him. Really? Really? Because I haven't seen any of your R4s come out and say that they've been harassed. I've never seen any of your R4s respond to me and say, hey, stop harassing me, boss. I've never seen any of your R4s ask me, hey, can you stop messaging me? And then I kept messaging them over and over and over again. I've never seen that happen. So again, where's the evidence to show that? I would love to see it. Actually, I've actually spoken to a couple of your R4s and they're very nice. They were kind enough to reply to me a few times. I've only had good interactions with those people. We've had enough. Had enough of what? Where is the enough of? I don't get it. Okay. But we've never felt the need to argue or explain ourselves to idiotos. Okay, interesting. Lovely to be called an idiot. So that's cool. We're just fine with personal attacks in a direct and aggressive way. Sure. Essentially, bossnasti is just a content creator. I mean, to be fair, that is one of the things that I do. So, I mean, thank you for stating the obvious there, Captain Sherlock. In the early days, made some Excel spreadsheets. First off, I still make Excel spreadsheets. Don't lie to the people. And read them out in videos. I still read them out, so please don't lie to the people. When people got bored of those, first off, people haven't got bored of them. They still appreciate them. And not only that, there's other content creators that started doing those as well and showing off database stats in their own way. Guns being one of them. Princess being one of them. Just Kill 'Em being one of them. The list goes on. So again, if you're going to state things, know what you're talking about there, all right? Cindy Lou, geez, he started focusing on fabricating and advocate drama. First off, we cover news. If that news sometimes could be drama related, I mean, it is what it is. We're not going out there and being like, oh my God, I just can't wait to find some drama. No, I enjoy covering news. And on top of that, if something happens to have a hint or a tinkle of drama in it, we will still talk about it from an educational standpoint. We're not just covering drama to cover drama and to just light the fire by pouring more gasoline on it. That's not really my style. It never has been. And people who watch my content know that. I remember one video about tower building. Oh, here we go. We have to dig up something from years ago but again, we'll read it. Why? Because we're going to be fair. That's why. We're not going to be like other people and just point the finger and take no accountability and responsibility for the words that we state, regardless if they're true or false. He made a video comparing the shortest tower routes, but it was embarrassing. First off, let's be very clear. Well, let me finish, and then I'll state what it was. But it was embarrassing because he didn't even know that roads are required to connect to towers. He deleted the video after 1 hour because we laughed at him so hard. So first off, in Rock, you've been able to build towers. I'm not sure if you still can, but when I was playing Rock, you've been able to build towers over passes. My thought process, this specifically was in a KVK in the final zone. It was coming in from one of the west passes back on an older version of the Tamaris map. And I saw that there was an alliance that had built, by the time I went to go check, so keep in mind, this was after the fact. They built towers that went over the pass into the Dragon Zone, which if you remember, the Dragon Zone was like this, right? It was kind of like a horseshoe, if you will. And I thought to myself, genuinely, like, wow, they figured something out, which is exactly what I had stated in the video. Like, I was shocked that they were able to figure out some kind of mountain pass hopping route there. What ended up happening is that they actually had already built around the pass, and then they just deleted those towers there after connecting. And keep in mind, after I was told this by a few other people, and it wasn't some kind of like new thing that was figured out, I did remove the video. Why? Because I didn't want to have false or inaccurate information be posted based on what I thought was some kind of new thing they figured out, and it just turned out to be a misunderstanding in, misunderstanding in the game mechanics of not just being able to do it there because of how far it was. And so, like I said, I removed the video, and then in the next video, I also apologized and had corrected, I corrected myself and made sure to have an amendment stated. Why? Because I don't want to be someone who's out there giving false or inaccurate information. So again, being humble, being self-aware to recognize that you stated something incorrectly, AKA, or you made a mistake and you wanted to correct it as I did. That's really what I hope anyone would do in that case. There's no point to be prideful. If you stated something that was wrong, just own it, correct it, and then move on, right? And always try to be transparent with people and to be upfront with everyone. Okay. There is just no limits on how low he can go just to get attention. I feel like I'm at a loss for words right now. I'm shocked that I've been going over 22 minutes with this. I've rejected him because I don't believe he has much knowledge on how the game actually works. I have no time nor desire to debate or to educate an idioto. Interesting. But I mean, you feel the need to message me and ask me about doing an interview. You feel the need to talk about me very, very much like this vehemently in a follow-up post, which, to be fair, my initial post to you was mainly just asking for any kind of evidence that you had. We never attacked Kyle. We never said anything personal about him when I touched on his initial post. It was just him making these claims and these accusations, but not having any proof to back it up. That was basically the premise of the video. But for whatever reason, now we're getting into personal attacks, and it's gone way beyond what my video's initial point was on the first response to his post. But since he publicly advocated for the Cheater 310, he crossed the line, hence the statement. Okay. All I will say is that I hope you all will be excited on what's to come, because there definitely is going to be some bomb drops. And I say that because Kyle knows what he's doing. He has to know what he's saying. I don't think Kyle is unaware or lacking some kind of extreme self-awareness. He has to know that the claims that he's making, and at the same time, either he's lost in the sauce and he's drank too much of the Kool-Aid, and he just so absolutely believes everything he's saying. Maybe he's been told this by other people. Maybe he's been provided fake or false documents, possibly. I don't know what it is. But I am at least going to share the other side of it in videos to come. I'd love to know what you guys think on this one. Again, is Kyle in the right and 310 absolutely are cheaters? Or, there's a little bit iffiness here, right? There's a little bit too many holes that we can poke in, and I'm just not sure anymore. Again, I'd love to know your thoughts on this one. That's it for me. As always, until next time, we'll catch you later.